and then I will eat the rest, including the oil. And that is effectively, right now, my micro breakfast kit, as you see it here. There are other times if I'm trying to increase muscle mass substantially, for instance, where I will have a very typical slow carb breakfast with lots of eggs, lentils, spinach, and whatnot. But this is another alternative. Ideas are worth nothing. I mean, ideas are really, they're not a dime a dozen. They're just nothing. All the good founders I know, even the bad founders, can come up with ideas all day long. It doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to execute. And one of the sort of maxims that I was told once was, your success will be measured in the number of uncomfortable conversations you're willing to have. So I often get asked if an entrepreneur should, say, start a business based on one of their passions, or if they should find the most attractive market opportunity and build a business out of that, whether they like it or not. I don't think it's either or. I think you need both. I would say look at your own credit card statement. Identify where you spend an unusual percentage of your income. Where are you price insensitive? Then how old are you? What gender are you? Where do you live? And design a product that has all of those things intersected. I only invest in things that I understand and things that I use or would use myself. This is really, really, really important. Anytime I step outside of that is usually when the universe kicks me in the nuts really hard and I lose my money. I think it's critical to, as an entrepreneur, scratch your own itch. It increases the odds of success, or the probability of success. And then as an investor, I look for people who are scratching their own itch. So now this is what the kettlebell swing will look like. Like that. All right, so that is the kettlebell swing. Generally, when I'm using this for improving the deadlift on my speed day of sorts, I will actually do extended sets of anywhere from 20 to 50 repetitions, working all the way up to the beast, which is, I think it's 48 kilograms, so that's lacking my math at the moment here, but over 100 pounds. My name is Tim Ferriss. I am author of The 4-Hour Body. This is one of many laboratories where I've been spending my time for the last 10 years or so doing experiments in physical performance and physical appearance enhancement. So my goal is to create a movement around people who feel like they're in control of their own bodies.
I think it's important to have at least one or two numbers that you track on a weekly basis. Okay. So that could be for web-based properties or services or products. It could be weekly average uniques. What it is doesn't matter that much, but matters less than having a metric that you try to improve every week. You can have one or two of them. You really shouldn't have many more than that, I don't think. Could be conversion from sign up to, let's say, first stage of sign up to completion of sign up. There are many different metrics that you can use, but I think that to keep the team focused, especially in a small company, it's very important to have one or two that you focus on a weekly basis. You need to know what your unique strengths are and be willing to delegate. So I would say that the question of whether you should take a skill, learn it yourself, delegate it to someone else, or hire a new team member are determined by having a very accurate self-assessment and assessment of your team's skills. Not only what you can do, but what you should be doing. That's very important. So if you're a startup CEO or founder and you have a team of, say, 2 to 10 people, as soon as you have funds to hire, you should not be focused on the things that you are bad at. It sounds very, very intuitive, but it's not, because you might have enough time to do those things, but the question is, do you have the attention to dedicate to those things so they're not an interruption? Especially if you're a venture-backed startup and you're competing against other companies that also have a lot of funding, the game and the race goes to the swift. So you have to have a lot of velocity. It's very easy to be seduced by doing things efficiently, trying to do a lot of things well. I don't believe that's the most important thing. The most important thing is picking the right things to do in the first place. And that's being effective versus just being efficient. So within a startup, it's success, I don't think, is measured by how many things you can do at once. It's measured by how effectively you're able to pick the one or two things that are the highest priority. And there's always going to be a seduction to get distracted and focus on 20 things at once. And the most effective entrepreneurs I know are very good at focusing on one or two things and either eliminating the rest or delegating it to other people or outsourcing it. So it's not done within the team, but it's actually to third parties.